My name is Sam Walls, and I'm a dead man. Well, kinda dead at least. See, I'm a vampire. Now, if you think that means all that Dracula hooey, like hissing, wearing skin-tight leather, and hunting mortals for sport, I wouldn't blame you. That's exactly the sort of thing I did in my younger years with my former gang. And let me tell you, a vampire who's good with a gun can be I got lucky, though. I met some kind mortals who saw beyond my fangs. They taught me my letters and showed me how my thinking was keeping me from finding any kind. After they passed on, I roamed America's majestic wilderness for nigh on 90 years, figuring out myself and what it means to be a vampire. And I found what I realized was, it ain't fangs that make us monsters, it's the self-defeating ways we think. Anywho, as the world started getting smaller, my old vampire gang tracked me down. Them being my kin, I wanted to help them see the world like I did, but they still have the same monster mindset I used to have. But I got hooked up with this newfangled internet thing and found a vampire who's helping my kin find their way. Fella named Andromachos. He invited me to come out to Europe to learn from him. I figure someone older than time has got to have the answer. I'm going on a trip, I guess. This feels like my opportunity to do some good in the world. I've been looking, and now it's time to give back. Vampires ain't monsters. Or at least, they don't have to be. And come hell or high water, I'm gonna prove it to them. Well, I think this is the address. Number 27, Clean Flitter Mouse Street. Sure is a hell of a lot of ruckus for this time of night. People stay up late here. Wait a minute. These folk are vampires. Better watch myself. Guten Abend, folks. Sprechen Sie English?
Ja, hello, Alta. Are you here to party with us at the hottest club?
I don't think what I'm wearing will fit the dress code.
The cowboy look is totally sexy, but you will get a bit sweaty.
I hope we will all get a bit sweaty.
Good thing we run a little on the cold side, huh?
Don't worry, my Liebling. We make each other warm.
Reinhard, stop. Don't scare the American. I want to do that.
Maxi Liebchen, you're so naughty tonight.
No, you are the naughty one.
Oh, I definitely ain't an American no more. I'm looking for Andromachos.
You mean the club owner? Ja, that is why we're...
If you're lucky, he will invite us to the private party at the...
Well, what happens there?
I think maybe it is too kinky for Americans to hear.
I can cut loose. What kind of party is this?
The kind where we dance all night and get sexy.
Oh, here are them kind of vampires.
Ach so, there are better things to suck than blood, oder?
Although we have to get past the bouncer first. If we do not,
Oh, wait a sec. There's something about what she just said. I can feel it. It reminds me of one of my revelations about the funny patterns in the way we vampire... Well, let's see. One type of thinking I noticed I called hot branding. That's when we brand ourselves with names we can't get rid of. There's high noon mind. That's when we treat a situation like it's a do-or-die showdown. And there's saloon thinking. That's when we act either helpless or invincible, like we've just drunk a pint of moonshine. I can always check my journal if I need examples. I kept all my notes about the funny ways we vampires think in there. I think I know which one of them funny ways they're thinking in, though. Hold on, compadres. You seem like the kind who can make their own fun.
I don't want to have my own fun. Imenacht is the only place to be on Friday night.
Amigos, you're putting too much weight on this thing. It's a nightclub, not a high noon showdown. The night's full of
Reinhardt, I don't know what this means, but
You make us think that maybe it is better we haven't gotten into the club.
Hey, if meeting me makes your night better, I'm glad we met.
You have to get past the bouncer. He decides who gets in and who doesn't. And he hasn't looked our way all night.
Maybe I'll have a little word with him. Excuse me, friend. I hear you're the man to talk to around these parts. I'm here to see Andromachos.
Have fun, mate.
Hey, thanks, amigo. You have yourself a fine night, you hear?
Cowboy, what about us?
Yeah, sure, they're friends of mine.
Have fun, mate.
Well, come on, you two. We ain't got all night. Yeah! Dang, awful loud in here.
Come on, my liver, dance with us!
Oh, you kids have fun. I'll catch up with you later. Tarnation, I'd rather hear a gopher giving. I better talk to whoever's slinging drinks in this here saloon. They ought to know where Andromachos. Pardon me, ma'am.
Well, look at you. We get a lot of 80s fashion in here, but not you. What can I get you, cowboy? The special's Red Bull and vodka.
I never drink Red Bull. I'm actually looking for the owner. He...
Might be. What do you say your name was?
Sam Walls, begging your pardon.
Sam Walls. I don't think I know anything about a Sam Walls. After all, I'm just a know-nothing bartender.
She's branding herself a know-nothing. What I call that again? Well, hold on. What'd you just say?
I said I don't know any Sam Walls. I'm just a know-nothing bartender.
She's branding herself a know-nothing. What I call that again? Well, hold on. What'd you just say?
I said I don't know any Sam Walls. I'm just a know-nothing bartender.
From where I'm standing, I see someone with style and confidence, not just a drink machine. Don't go branding yourself like that's all you are.
Don't you go worrying about me, cowboy. The man upstairs warned me you were coming. I was just testing to see if you are who you say you are. Tell you what, let me give you something from our special reserve. I don't think you're looking for booze.
Well, thank you kindly, ma'am. I was wondering where the blood was. I met some vampires outside, so I figured this was a vampire club.
You met some goths, honey. They're here to dance and have fun.
So all these people are mortals?
How do you think the head vampire gets his blood? They can't wait to share it with him. He's the only real vampire here. Well, him and Bert.
Bert?
You met him already. Bert, shuffle on over here. This one's here to see the big guy.
Have fun, mate.
Good luck up there, cowboy. Hope you find what you're looking for.
Howdy. It's Sam Walls to see you, sir. The guy who's been sending you all them V-mails.
Yes, I know who you are, Samuel Walls. You have come here because you believe you can help our kin. The question is, are you first able to help yourself?
I've been fixing myself for more than a century now. I don't think I need help.
Then you must prepare to learn a most difficult lesson. We all need help, Samuel. I am pleased that you have come to receive mine.
Dang, you scared the heck out of me.
You must allow an ancient vampire his games. He will play them please. Sit down. What an absolute pleasure it is to meet you at last. I found your message.
Afraid there ain't much here in the way of intrigue. I'm just a lonesome cowboy looking for answers.
You know, I receive emails every day from vampires seeking my help. You are the very first to seek my aid in helping others.
Well, dang. I think you're gonna be sorely disappointed when you get to talking to me. I'm just honored you're giving me the time.
I have unlimited time, Samuel. I am pleased to share some of it with you. Our kind can be rather...
Yeah, well, I wasn't much for learning when I was alive. Just making up for lost time, I guess.
It sounds as though you have been handling your own life better than most. I was
Oh, yeah, them. Well, I give Walken the credit. Nothing sorts my thought. After a few decades, I started seeing patterns in the way we vampires think.
Can you explain some of these patterns?
I've tried to explain them to other vampires, but it ain't never gone well. See, we tend to assume certain things just because we've been believing them since we were alive, or we decide the world's against us just because we're hungry or tired or something. And when we start tackling problems that ain't real, we ain't fixing our real problems. That make any kind of sense?
Fascinating, Samuel. These revelations that you had in the woods, mortal psychologists have a term for them. They are called cognitive distortions.
Cognitive whoozy what now?
Cognitive distortions. They are exactly as you described them. I will explain in a moment. Please, tell me about these specific revelations you had.
See, I used to be in a gang. They were my whole existence. If you asked me who I was, I would have said, I'm a murdering bastard. Once I got away, I realized how small-minded that was. I was Sam before I was a murdering bastard. But that's how I was choosing to brand myself. My old gang's still around, and they're still branding themselves like that. They can't see themselves as anything but killers.
Very astute, Samuel. I favor the clinical term, however. You correctly discovered that labeling is a reductive act. When we call ourselves names, even if we find them accurate, we create prophecies we are doomed to fulfill. For millennia, I thought of myself as a killer. It was not untrue that killing was how I made my way in the world. I was an unstoppable warrior and assassin. But with this label, I limited myself for ages. I did not only kill people, I also killed potential aspirations I might have had. See whether you can catch me doing some labeling in my next few statements. I am so old, I am ancient.
Oh, come on. I know you've been kicking around a long time, but don't go labeling yourself as ancient.
But according to definition, I am ancient. It is not a label, but a specific classification of my age.
Well, you look pretty good for being ancient then.
The secret is moisturizer. But let us call me whatever you like, but don't call me late for dinner. We are focusing only on labeling for now, Samuel. Please pay attention. Call me whatever you like, but don't call me late for dinner. We are focusing only on labeling for now, Samuel. Call me whatever...
Late for dinner? That's labeling. Kinda reductive to boil yourself down to being late for dinner.
Late for dinner is not a label, Samuel. It is a temporal situational description. And a joke almost as old as I am.
Dang.
Do not be discouraged, Samuel. How shall I describe myself? Yes.
Well, that's about as clear a labeling as it gets. Yeah, we vampires tend to do a lot of killing, but reducing ourselves to kill...
Excellent, Samuel. You are correct. Labels can be cages that we lock ourselves in. I was a mere murderer for most of my existence because that is how I labeled myself.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Sam Walls, the murderer, reprobate, and good for nothing.
Those are not how I would describe the Sam Walls I see before me. Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
Well, I noticed how we stress ourselves out by making everything a battle of do-or-die absolutes. High noon mind, I call it. Like that feeling you get right before a big shootout.
I must confess I have no experience with this feeling. I engaged in mortal combat long before the age of gunpowder. But the sentiment you describe mirrors the words of my old friend Marcus Aurelius. He used to say that the magnitude of life's challenge...
You mean Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor?
Of course, his name was Marcus. Marcus was a bedroom.
You mean you and the emperor were...
It was ancient Rome. Penetration was similar to a handshake. My apologies. I somehow forgot you were American. But let us discuss this high noon. I believe we can broaden your definition. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon of binary thought polarized thinking, but I like to call it...
Nosferatu thinking?
It means you are thinking in black and white.
I get it. That's pretty funny.
I believe it encompasses the breadth of the distortion. One is not flatly weak or strong, good or evil, smart or stupid, a success or a failure. Not every high noon gunfight ends in oblivion, correct?
Well, yeah, that's true. Getting shot still ain't fun, but it ain't the end neither.
A perfect example, Samuel. Now, try. I will give you a series of statements, and one of them will contain Nosferatu thinking. If I do not drink blood, I will surely die.
Is that Nosferatu thinking?
No, Samuel. In this case, I am not arguing with reality. If we let us continue, death eventually comes for us all. We are only trying to identify death eventually.
Well, that sounds like Nosferatu thinking. That's pretty black and white.
Although this thinking is binary, it is also true, and death has already come for us, my friend. We simply cling to. Please, let us try another. Mortals will always fear our kind.
That's Nosferatu thinking right there. I've met mortals who knew who I was and weren't scared.
Very good, Samuel. And even if you hadn't, to say mortals will always fear us ends any hope that they might not. Always is such a terminal word, is it not? Would you like to discuss more of your revelations with me?
I realize that as vampires, we can get the feeling of the power that comes with immortality and strength, but then we get hopeless and aimless over time. It's kind of like the fella you see in the saloon at the bottom of a bottle of whiskey. Either he thinks he can fight everyone, or he's crying into it's saloon thinking. Two extremes that probably ain't true.
A fascinating observation, Samuel. Your saloon thinking was described in my time as the battle between hubris and...
Oh man, it made me wish I'd gotten some schooling. Maybe I would have figured this stuff out earlier.
You live forever, my friend. There is no rush. What you have identified is a phenomenon where individuals perceive either an illusion of control. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon you have described a control fallacy. Rarely do we have complete power over our situations or no power at all. But...
Yeah, you're right about that. I used to think I'd never get away from my gang. And maybe that's what made me...
Yes, you see how cognitive distortions keep us from facing reality. Of course, I am so old and powerful that I am always in control.
You're testing me, ain't you? That's a control fallacy right there.
Well done, Samuel. I am indeed very powerful. But of course, as you expertly pointed out with your analogy about the man at the bottom of a whiskey bottle, listen to my next few statements and try to find a control fallacy. Simply let me... The sun will eventually burn out. I will roam a cold, dead earth, and there is little I can do about it.
Well, that sounds like one of them control fallacies. With all eternity, heck...
I applaud your optimism and ambition, Samuel, but some things we must be prepared. My kitty cat died. I shall never feel the warm sun upon my skin again. You didn't catch my control fallacy. The sun will eventually burn out. I will roam my kitty cat died. I shall be lonely forever. I shall never feel the warm sun upon my skin again.
Well, that's a control fallacy.
There is a significant difference between enjoying the warm sun. It is not a distortion to acknowledge indisputable source. You didn't catch my control fallacy. The sun will eventually burn out. I will roam a cold, dead... My kitty cat died. I shall be lonely forever.
I'm sorry about your sweet kitty, but you can always pick up a new one.
It was just an example, Samuel. Well spotted. But I do speak from experience. I felt this way once when I went into a murderous depression that nearly decimated the continent. But I had the power to help...
Oh, dang, don't let me get on your bad side.
I doubt you shall see it, Samuel. Did you have more revelation?
I think that's all of them. Or at least the ones that were the most obvious to...
That you recognize the concept of cognitive distortions at all is most impressive, Samuel. What took me nearly 3 millennia to understand...
Oh, come on, you're just flattering me. I'm just a dope stumbling...
Are you now? Tell me, Samuel, what kind of cognitive distortion are you exhibiting when you call yourself a dope?
Yeah, I'm doing some labeling. I gotta watch myself.
As long as we retain any humanity, we will have cognitive distortions. What we are aiming for, as long as we can recognize cognitive distortions, one cannot drink blood from a straw man after...
I ain't never heard that one before, but I like it.
If it helps solidify the concept in your mind, then I am well satisfied. I know you came to learn from me, so I will do my best to honor your good intentions. Let us ensure that I will give you a series of statements, and each one will contain a cognitive distortion. If I invite over my vampire friends, I know I'm going to have to deal with guano all over the place when they turn into bats at the end of the night.
Well, that ain't right. He's acting powerless.
If I invite over my vampire friends,
That there's a control fallacy, sir. You're acting like you've got no control, but you could.
or express concern to my friends that they have not been toilet trained. Very good. I am Andromachus, the ancient darkness, the scourge of the Mediterranean, the mortal.
Well, that's definitely some intense labeling. Those are some hard names.
You are not wrong. Those names followed me for millennia. If my club's revenues do not significantly increase, I will end up living on the street.
That there's got to be Nosferatu thinking. There's a huge space between making a ton of profit.
Indeed, you are correct. I run my club at a considerable loss, but 3,000 years of... Samuel, now I am not only intrigued by you, but also impressed. I would very much like to...
Anything. I'm here to learn.
You must receive therapy yourself. I will not have you seeing clients without a commitment.
Oh, now, hold on just a minute. I don't know that I need therapy. I'm feeling pretty good about myself.
Samuel, we all need therapy to live in this world. You have been speaking in
I have. I didn't even know.
They are most insidious. But I am here to help you identify. You have walked alone for too long, Samuel.
Well, all right, if you say so. I appreciate you.
We have all the time in the world, Samuel. But for now, you must be eager for something fresh.
Okay, then. Well, sir, it's been an honor.
You don't have to call me sir, you know.
All right, then, Andromachos.
Andromachos.
Hey, Androm.
Just call me Andy.
All right, Andy. I'll see you tomorrow, then. Dang, look at all them mortals, sweating, blood pumping. I am thirsty. Maybe I'll see if the bartender's got anything for me.
If it isn't Clint Eastwood again, how'd it go?
Seems I'll be sticking around. Guess I'd better get used to things around here.
Good to hear. About time someone helped Andy with his work. Seems you vampires have a lot of problems to fix.
Fine meeting you, Crimson. How do you know so much about what Andy's doing?
Pillow talk. I'm his blood partner.
No shit. How's a mortal get hooked up with an ancient vampire?
I'm a rock climber. I stumbled into one of his lairs in Madagascar, found a cave while climbing a mountain, and there he was.
Dang. Must have.
You ain't kidding, cowboy. Didn't expect a luxury apartment with a... We hit it off, and he asked me to come back here with him. I like an adventure, so I said, But what are you doing talking to me, cowboy? The blood's running hot on the dance floor.
Ain't no way I'm dancing. There's gotta be a better way to get something fresh to drink.
Reinhard, look. It's the sexy old guy again.
You should buy us a drink, old guy. You'll probably get lucky. Actually,
Pleasures of the flesh ain't exactly what I'm after tonight.
That's because you haven't experienced these pleasures with us yet. Buy us a drink and you will discover great satisfaction by uns.
I ain't buying you a drink. All I got are good old-fashioned dollars.
I like American money. All we have on our money are buildings. You have all the sex.
All right, I'll buy it. Which of them old men are sick?
I like Hamilton. He's...
There is a dollar coin that has Eisenhower's face on.
Oh, you are right. Eisenhower is...
I get it. You like older men. I ain't buying you a drink. I think I'd be insulting your economic status.
Mein Lieber, don't worry about us. We just like to feel special.
Oh, yeah? Well, maybe you can help me. See, my printer died again.
Please, we are here to party. But get a laser printer.
Well, thanks for the tip. That ink seems to be more valuable than blood. I ain't buying you a drink. You ain't exactly...
Oh, we don't want to marry you.
You kids are too much. I ain't buying you a drink. This stuff's
Are you making a joke?
It's okay. He's just trying to be protective.
You know, I think the drinks here ain't strong enough for you. Oh, these kids just ain't gonna leave me alone.
Stop teasing the cowboy, Kinder. They're just messing with you. Drinks are free here.
Dang, really? Ain't never been to a saloon before.
Call it a drink exchange.
Huh. So, everyone here knows they might be sharing
Only as long as there's consent. We like to create. Why don't you take Reinhard and Maxie here back to the kink room?
Whoa.
You're not in Kansas anymore, cowboy.
I'm from Missouri, but,
Nobody has to do anything they don't want to do in there. Just have fun and drink your fill, handsome. Maxie, Reinhard, this is one of our special.
Ach so, ein Vampir. I'm seeing.
My neck throbs with anticipation.
dang. Guess I'm going to a kink room then. Thanks.
I knew a man who wore this much leather couldn't be bought.
Yeah, well, you got me pegged.
Is that what we are doing now? Give me the document and I will sign myself up for it.
I really ain't in Missouri no more. Look, I'm more into biting.
Oh, your teeth look perfect. Are you going to bite?
That's the plan. Who's going first?
Oh, me.
Well, step right on up.
Oh, das hat...
Oh, that's a good thing.
Is it my turn yet?
Sure thing. Come on over.
Oh, Reinhard.
Me too, Maxie. I feel as though I have set up a mail server. I will get us a taxi cab, Liebchen. Und du, cowboy? Next time...
Oh, yeah, sure thing, fella. You can help me with my new laser printer. Now that I've had something to drink, I should probably get to my coffin.
Samuel, wait a moment. I see you got your fill.
Yeah, I figure I could use some shut-eye. I locked up my coffin over at the storage center.
Storage center. Please, you can use my guest coffin. I insist. You must be with...
Guess I got a big night tomorrow, huh? I should get a good day's sleep.
Wonderful. Please, follow me.
Well, dang. This is mighty plush. Guess it's one of them smart coffins. Let's see what's on TV. Hey, I remember this movie. We were so proud to finally get some representation. Not sure I should stay up watching movies, though. Well, ain't much else to do in here. I think it's about time I hit the hay. Hope I'm cut out for all this.